What is up? It is Dynasty lunch hour here on the Dynasty Pylon. I am here with Mark and Brian from the Panda Grizzly Show. How's it going, guys?
Going good.
All
Great.
right.
How you
I know,
doing?
I know Brian may or may not have to leave in the next 5 minutes, or he'll stay in the whole entire episode.
Nope,
We will
I'll give you
see. But it's all good. So today we're gonna talk about. I wanted to bring. I want to pick you guys' brain about a certain topic, and I know we were mentioning it a little bit before we started, uh, with the whole Russell Wilson, and I want to touch a little bit on the Jaguars, and I want to touch a little bit on the Raiders. So keep that in mind. More specifically, Josh Jacobs. So, all right. So first and foremost, I know Mark probably want to talk about Russell Wilson because he keeps putting this idea in his head that Russell Wilson.
It's not just in my head. Let's get that straight.
Well, you
It's in a
started.
lot of
No,
people's heads.
you started it. You put it out in the universe, and now it's out there. Somebody somewhere saw you on YouTube and like, that's not a bad idea. And now rumors are starting. So tell me why Russell would be a good fit there. Because I'm going to tell you where I think he's a better fit, but go ahead.
Well, the number one reason is we had something that he's never had in his entire year or years in Seattle is offensive line. We were ranked sixth in the entire NFL last year. And I think if he actually has an offensive line, that'll just make him better. We have weapons. We have Terry McLaurin. We have Gibson. Oh my God, why am I blanking on the tight end? Logan Thomas is pretty good tight end when he's healthy. He'd have to stay healthy. And I think despite the shortcomings that we had this upcoming year with free agency and the draft, I think we can solidify our defense. It will be a competitive team.
Okay.
Like as soon as we get Russell Wilson, I think we are a playoff caliber team.
Okay, so if you guys somehow make the moves for Russell Wilson, right? Like I'm not saying that's a possible. I mean, it's possible. I just don't think so. You guys only have you guys have all your picks but the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you see that you have of valuable assets to make that move?
Well, we would get rid of one of our defensive linemen.
Okay.
So it'd probably either be Sweat or Bain. And then I don't think he's older and he's coming off a bad year. I don't think the price for Wilson is going to be as high as people are making it out to be.
I think it's still going to be high.
It's going to be high.
I'm saying Sweat.
What would you do?
Because
I don't see that. Yeah. Exactly.
I think it'll be a first-round pick and then one of those defensive guys.
Jay Cutler got 2 first rounders.
No.
I think you're talking about 2 first rounders, Heineke, and a defensive lineman. That's what you're talking about.
Yes. You are not going to get him for that cheap. There is no way in hell. I wouldn't even make that in a dynasty trade. There is no way in hell. A single defensive lineman. If it's Chase Young in a first, yeah, maybe.
Okay, yeah, so 2 first, one of those defensive guys, yeah.
But it's not going to be that easy. I'm sorry to shoot that down. And I know, look, I'm not trying to exactly shoot your entire idea of this happening, but the media right now is throwing this out there. And I cannot see any of that happening. It just, for me, I just can't. I can't. However, there is more value out there potentially in other teams, but then I guess like everyone's putting this thing about Sierra's gonna have some type of play into it, right? Yep. And Ryan, you mentioned who did you mention earlier?
Well, I just thought about another team I didn't talk about earlier that I think is the perfect time to say.
I know hope it's not who I'm thinking it is.
I was going to say this. What if the Falcons went and got Russell Wilson?
Okay, that's not the team I was
So
thinking
now,
about.
because it's Atlanta, and because of Sierra, Atlanta might be a good spot for her, especially musically.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And then I mean, Pitts is amazing, and Russell Wilson is a name that you could get a free agent easily. And Matt Ryan's down on his last legs. I would take Matt Ryan and trade him to Denver.
I don't see that either, but I mean, I really don't. Look. So, okay, would they have more assets to trade?
have capital.
Potentially, yes. But the thing is, if they traded Calvin Ridley with their first of now and a second of now, because they have 2 seconds. They have Tennessee's second and their own second. But then you're probably also looking for another pick for next season, because if Seattle is in their position right now, they need to accept the fact that they are in rebuild mode. And I see what you're saying about Atlanta, but again, the price for Russell Wilson would be too damn high.
I don't even think that they want a pick as much this year as they're going to want picks next year.
That's what I was thinking.
You would say I'll take a second this year and a first and a second next year and Calvin Ridley. I think that's possibly a price that you will be looking at.
Yeah,
because next year's draft is going to be great.
Because then that would put Seattle in a position where they would have to take a QB now.
Yep, they could
or pick up one of these guys like not Jimmy. No way. It's
he sounds like a plan. I don't know. Jimmy might be
Jimmy. They'd have to throw another trade for Jimmy.
Teddy Bridgewater. No, these guys are on their like finals, aren't they?
Jimmy's
done. Not Jimmy. Jimmy still got another year.
Jimmy has one more year. Yeah, Jimmy has one more year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go get Nick Foles for whatever. I mean, for a year, a stopgap guy. You know,
right?
When you're looking at the future, you're saying, okay, now I have all these guys lined up for the future. I
Lockett, Ridley, and DK.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nasty. That would be.
I mean, that would be like better than Cowboys, better than the Cardinals, better than anyone. It probably better than the Bengals.
I don't know about that one.
Huh?
Bengals,
DK, and Calvin Ridley, especially.
But for the age part, Bengals are set for the next 5 years if they keep what they have. Higgins is still young. Don't like.
That's the problem. They have 3 number 1 receivers. At least this way, I think that's an issue. When eventually they're all going to get paid by like a number 1 receiver, and you're not going to be able to do it.
So, Mark Washington, and I don't know if it's just you being a fanboy because of what you think. Okay, but I'm not saying you're wrong either. There's a potential. I mean, hey, look, media saying it right now. You put it out there in the universe, so I blame you. But and then Brian says Falcons, and we just talked about that. But here's who I do. Here's who I think. Okay, this team has a sorry line. Okay, this man has played his entire career with a sorry line. So what difference would it make if he goes to the team I'm about to mention? This team also has 2 first-round picks, has a second, a third, has 2 first-round picks, a second, 2 third-round picks, a fourth, a fifth, 2 fifths, and a sixth. They have 9 picks just this season. Okay, I understand they might have next season as well. And I don't know, Brian, you already mentioned, or you already think who I think I'm about to go.
You're okay. That's good.
Now, obviously, West Coast for Sierra, musically wise, yes. But if they go a little bit more East Coast and also another musical state, which a lot of celebrities type live in, with all those assets, I think that they can go and move, and he can become a New York Giant.
That was a good. And New York is still the mecca of everything. You can live in New York and be great.
They would give away their first, Chicago's first of this season for that. Potentially move on Daniel Jones. He would already be established with Saquon, with Kenny Galladay. Kadarius Toney would be a lot better. And if they get someone like, I don't know, Justin Ross or somebody like that, and then a couple later picks of a receiver, which we'll get into the receivers later on as we go along. But and they should eventually develop that line because that line has been getting banged up. Have they tried to? Yes, but they just can't stay healthy. And this is where I'm seeing if they move to New York, I think that Russell Wilson can have a better chance there. And I know who's our Russell Wilson fan. She's probably not watching right now. Alicia?
Yes.
Right? Yes.
I can't. I remember last time we were on.
She's not watching right now, but I know she would have something to say. She's probably in school right now, so I'm gonna get away with all of this without her ranting on me about any of this. So I'm just that's where I'm saying where he would be a good fit at. So,
but once again, I think Seattle's going to want if it's New York, we're talking about two. I'm gonna say they want 3 first. Then they want your first 2 this year and the first next year.
They could do it. They can do it. Giants have that many picks.
And then you got to see. I don't know if Russell's going to want it. He's going to waive his no trade clause to go to a team whose ownership group is not that good. So I worry about that too. And then
if you're talking about ownership groups, I don't think he wants to go to Washington.
Seattle.
You're right.
But he's on his way out. I think he's going to get forced to sell personally. But
so we'll see what comes on. We're about a week and a half out from all this madness coming about. So trades might happen, with free agency signing, and that's the main thing. That next month has to go through first. Once that happens, people will now establish, okay, they are locked and set for who's filling in for the next position, because we know there's a few teams out there that need a quarterback position. Number 1 right now, and on top of my head, is Pittsburgh Steelers. They just have to. I know what they have back there is not going to be what they're going to roll with for the next couple of seasons. There's no way.
Dewey Haskins, come on, man.
They're going to get a guy. They're going to try to get it.
It's not going to be Haskins. And our guy in the chair. All right, so Braden mentions Russell to the New York Giants has been Mark's biggest fear that I've tried to warn him about. Plus, Russ can play for the Yankees too if he plays baseball.
That's a bad thing.
I love how Braden and me are just so connected.
So
sometimes. That
is the number 1 reason why I want Washington to go all in on Russell Wilson, because I do not want him to go to New York.
But it is a good fit. It is a better fit. I feel like that would be a better fit for him.
Terrible. They need to get a left tackle. And you know who has the best left tackle in the game?
Niners.
The Niners. I don't know if they will do a trade within the division. That's the only thing I would say. But can you imagine that fit?
I can see that but
for Trey Lance, first rounders,
they went too high for Trey Lance. You're telling me that you're gonna go so high in draft picks to bring Trey Lance in and not use him?
The difference is Russell Wilson. They win immediately. They jump to the top of the NFC immediately. They were already there. Now you put Russell Wilson there.
Yeah, but there goes
the 49ers are going to get Brady. It's going to happen.
Get out of here. Go away. What? Wow. Go away. Go away.
You go away.
So I'm saying, like, I would be a better fit for him. So I just feel like I don't see anything. Either he stays or he goes New York, but that's just what I'm saying. Like, anyways.
No, I could definitely see New York. I just feel like if he goes to New York is a 500 team.
Yeah, I can see that.
If he goes to Washington, he at least
has a chance.
Has an avenue. I know for a fact he really wants to go to the NFC East because he feels like if he goes there, he has a shot to make the playoffs every year.
Right?
Yeah.
He's actually come out and said that. But But I feel like even if he goes to the Giants right now, it'll still take a year or two before they're a playoff contender, in my opinion.
You want to know my worst fear? I wake up some nights cold sweats. Think about him going to the Minnesota Vikings.
No, you don't. Shut the hell.
Oh my!
No, they're going to get Deshaun Watson.
Worst.
Don't
say no. Deshaun Watson better not go to Minnesota. No, let's not even go there.
But can you imagine if Russ?
He didn't go to Tampa Bay. That's what. I can't deal with that. No.
If
Russ already wants me to get Justin Fields, you know how much I was planning and begging for me to get Justin Fields, and then you gonna give me Deshaun Watson to say no? I just got rid of Aaron Rodgers. No, I'll leave. I'm leaving. I'm leaving football. I'm leaving the United States. I can't do this anymore.
Look, now that you bring up the Vikings, though, you see the fear in Brian's eyes when he says the Vikings. Yes, I think he's more scared of Watson going to the Vikings than Russ.
Oh God!
I think it would be equal of a threat. Like I mentioned before, Russell Wilson has never had a line. Can you imagine if Russell Wilson had a line to throw behind?
If he would
be unstoppable.
San Francisco would be. Can you imagine him with Deebo Samuel?
He would be unstoppable.
That's why I want to get him.
Oh my God, he's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Terry McLaurin actually had a quarterback to throw to him?
Throw him the ball?
Yeah. He's putting up these crazy numbers with like 8 different quarterbacks every year.
Yeah. So I like these valuable assets that you guys brought up. Falcons, I don't see it. That's probably the least
biggest stretch, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Brian brought it up.
Atlanta is just you have to think about your wife. Your wife is going to determine a lot. As Brady.
That's why I consider New York. But hey, anyways,
one last thing I have to ask: why not Arizona?
Because I think this Murray thing is just BS. I really think this Murray thing is just like, look, man, it's social media. These guys can't go take a dump without somebody being near them, like what Eminem says. They everything they do is always relied, and then you got Schefter and Rappaport always on social media, and anything they do, it goes from here to here, like in a second. So yeah.
Well, I know somebody who's told me Kyler Murray is not that great of a leader.
Yeah, I heard he's very immature.
I can see that.
Following him,
you can see it on the field. He's not
exactly, and people don't go to him when things go wrong. He sits by himself. He's not that guy that kind of galvanizes the troops, and it's hard when you have to give someone. He wants $45 to $55 million a year.
Yeah,
you have to give someone that type of money. He better be like Mahomes. He better be like Aaron Rodgers. He better be that guy where you look in his eyes and you believe. I can't give a guy 5'9", 180 pounds who never gets through a season, and every second half of the season just disappears.
Yeah,
can I give him that type of money? And he's not a leader. He's not the guy that gets my people ready.
Well, there's also a rumor going around here in Arizona that he's the reason why Larry Fitzgerald didn't come back.
Well, what did Larry say about him? Well,
Larry wouldn't say anything though. I don't think
Larry hasn't said a thing, but it's all
Larry
speculation.
Wouldn't say anything negatively.
That apparently Larry tried to like sit with them and talk with them last year, and every time he would, Kyler Murray would just blow him off and be like, no, and do his own thing. And I guess that kind of
what I see on the field is he doesn't take charge. He huddles them up, but you can always see that every QB usually takes control of it. I don't see that when he's in the huddle. Either we can't see him because he's so short, but I just don't see him do that. Like, I don't know which one it is. But anyway, we're spending way too much time on this man. Yeah. We don't even know what's going to happen.
Plus, when he gets down, he gets dejected, and it's like as soon as he gets down by like 10 points, it's over.
Yeah.
Like he just pouting.
Who clicked on this comment? Go ahead, read it.
Yeah, this made me laugh. Half of what makes Russell Wilson good is his broken plays. He wouldn't know what to do with a good O-line.
I don't know. We'll see. I disagree. I think he'll be unstoppable, like me and Brian said. But yeah, but no, that it could be potentially. That's funny. Thank you, Braden. But I disagree. I think he'll be unstoppable. But anyways, dang, 24 minutes in, we all Russell Wilson. I wanted to hit on Jaguars and Raiders real quick, but I don't even know if we're gonna hit the tight ends. This is gonna be an hour and a half if we. All right, so the Jaguars now have Doug Pederson. What in the hell was that?
Yeah, what was that?
I have no idea. It wasn't me.
I
But
thought that you had music. I was like, what is going on? Is this
nope, I didn't do
Pederson,
that.
let's go.
So yeah, can we get that? Who did that now?
It wasn't me.
Where was that from? Was this part of this? Was it part of the StreamYard? Because if it is, I'm gonna have now an introduction to Doug Pederson every single time we bring him in. So
I was like,
look,
oh, we going all out for Doug Pederson
look,
over here.
Doug Pederson, I am all in for Trevor Lawrence coming in this next season. And this is just a crazy take right now, but I know we're gonna see what happens with DJ Chark, if they re-sign him or not, or if they get somebody like Christian Kirk or somebody, like if they replace him with somebody like that. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna be really good with
They're
Doug
bringing
Pederson.
Devontae Adams.
No, no,
They have money.
They do, but Devontae ain't gonna do that.
You don't.
I don't think so, but look, Doug Pederson, who in the past we've seen that he's a very pass-happy type. I think that, me being as a Miles Sanders owner, I was very frustrated on how the lack of use of the running back was. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't use the running backs. It's just saying that it was more like a 70-30 type offense with the pass. So, which means that I think I might be going in for some offensive weapons here with the Jags. I know, we'll see what they do with this upcoming draft. Hopefully they get their guy Neal, which I'm kind of predicting they do, because if they get Evan Neal, that's a good tackle there. He's 6'7", 350 pounds. Like, that would be a really good asset for him. And I know, Brian, you like your old lineman, especially the left tackle position.
Yeah.
Why specifically the left tackle? Like, what's wrong with the right tackle? Like, I don't know.
Because we have no left-hand quarterbacks in the NFL, really. So they don't matter. The right tackle doesn't matter. You don't have your back to him all the time. That left tackle matters. And
blindside.
And you need to have that guy
makes
who's
sense.
big, with the long arms that you're able to keep people off. And that way you don't have to worry. Your quarterback doesn't have to worry about what's going on back here. Only look for what's going on in front. All you got to do is step up.
No,
but
that's good. I like that. I
love that. I think the Jaguars are getting Allen Robinson back. I think Allen Robinson is going back to the Jaguars on a 3-year, $16.5 million.
Yeah.
He's going to show everybody that, no, I'm still number one receiver. The Bears are just for stupid.
Damn.
Dang,
Coming from a Bears fan, that's I damn, I didn't even think about that. That's really good. I like that. With T-Law being there, I definitely can. Oh man,
they're gonna be good.
But I think Doug Pederson definitely will change that. I know Mark asked me this the other day about coaching. I just didn't think about this until now, like recently, about I think Doug Pederson will definitely change it. I mean, obviously Urban Meyer didn't do anything because, well, he just didn't belong there. So
he was busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if Mark, you wanted to touch up on that or anything, or what your thoughts about that are at all. But if not, I'm gonna jump into the Raiders real quick.
No, I agree. I feel like, especially for T-Law's development, I think that was a good hire for head coach. I mean, he made Wentz look amazing. So
yeah,
with a real quarterback.
Yeah, we see what he's done since Doug Pederson's left. So
yeah, so now with him being there, Trevor Lawrence might be the answer what he needs, because I'm excited for what's going to happen, especially what they do for all their top round picks. Because let's see, they got the first, obviously. They have, let me count them up real quick. They have oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have 1, 2, 2/3, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a 2, 6, 2, 3, 6, 4, 6, a 7, and a 7. So that's 12 picks right there. 12 freaking picks that they can mold this entire team
If
into
only
like
they had a good general manager.
you could pretty
the
much
worst general manager.
yes, I know, but they could literally draft a whole new defense plus one offensive piece. You know what I mean? Like it's the Raiders or not Raiders. The Cowboys did it. So look at what
Micah
happened.
Parsons
They
is special. Micah Parsons is one of those once in a lifetime guys that you're not gonna see
I agree
coming again.
100%. In IDP drafts, I definitely see him going in the.
Yeah, he's definitely top 2, 3. I mean, I can see him going lower than that. I mean, just at this point, Micah Parsons is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he reminds me it's like having Lawrence Taylor. It's like drafting Lawrence Taylor and having him in rookie year and knowing that he's already Lawrence Taylor. I could go ahead and put him on my tight end. I could go ahead and rush the quarterback. I could put him in like 4 different positions, and he's going to be that good at that position. You know, when you have those horses, it's just amazing. So, I mean, I don't know if you could draft that type of guy because you're going to have to use that first round pick on your left tackle, right? Because you got, once again, you got to get the guy from Alabama.
Yep.
He's going the blind side for Trevor Lawrence. Then, you know, now you second, third, fourth, I'll look at guard, and then I'll look at defensive tackle, and then outside linebacker. Because, you know, we have rush linebackers are unbelievable at a premium right now. I mean, we have 5, 6, 7 going to go every round. So that's going to be really interesting too. So, I mean, they can really remake a lot of this defense.
Hey, you're back.
Hey, yeah.
Oh man, I hate when that happens, man. Like my laptop is everything, so I take it everywhere and I forget to charge it or something. I forget to plug it when I get home. I just put on my mount, go to town. Yeah. So yeah, you kept talking about Micah Parsons.
We talk about their defense and how they could remake the defense. But I said Micah Parsons is basically LT in this prime. I mean, that's what you got. So that changes the entire defense. I don't know if they're going to be able to get LT because they got to get a left tackle in the first round. But they can still remake put a lot of good pieces. And I was saying, rush ends this draft, outside linebackers and rush ends they're 25 deep. I mean, there's 25 guys that can contribute to a team this coming up year immediately. That's how deep this draft is.
Easy.
You know, and
very defensive heavy, and I like it. I like even with I'm really curious on how well Aiden Hutchinson's going to do. So that man,
when you get those athletes that can do. Sometimes you take a flyer on an athlete and just say like, this guy's a good football player, but if I teach him how to do these things, he's going to be amazing. And that's what you get right there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so one last team I kind of want to talk about is now that Josh Daniels is heading over to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. What's that say?
I think the Jaguars called Martin and said we're going to select the number 1 overall pick, like KC did with Leon Sandcastle and Houston did with Jeremy
Rice Cake.
Rice Cake.
Yeah. Look, this dude always comes in here just to troll on me. It's all right. It's fine. Look, man, the moment I'm healthy, bro, and I get back into practice, you know, I'm not allowed to hit this guy because he's a quarterback.
No.
I'm not allowed to hit this guy. But one of these practices, bro, I will accidentally shove you. I'm not gonna crack you. I'm gonna shove you on the ground. We'll see, man. We'll see.
You run. I'll tell you, I played defensive end. You run, you turn around, and you hit them with your back. You turn around, looking at the throw. You're just like, oh my bad, and then you elbow them.
See, one thing about practice, I'm not out there cracking heads towards my brothers, but yeah, I'm close to getting back, man. I went last night to grab all my stuff and hung out for a little bit, and then had to go to an appointment. So I was supposed to see him, but he didn't show up at 6:00. So it's all good. He must have showed up later during practice. You're gonna have me looking like Aaron Rodgers when you hit me, bro. Nah, we'll see, man. I would never do that to anybody. Like destroy my own brothers. Now the opposite team, that's a different story. But anyways, all right. So now that Daniel's going over there, and we saw how he did with the running backs, I want to say Josh Jacobs is going to definitely be top 5. I'm calling it right now. Josh Jacobs will be a top 5 running back with Daniels going there. And you're already.
That's not even hard to say. Josh Jacobs is already a top 10. So I mean, him going to top 5, sure.
But I'm just saying, like now it's a different type of coaching, and maybe this is exactly what we needed to see. Like maybe they utilize Jacobs for the first time since college the way we're expected to see him. And you know, I feel like right now Josh Jacobs is going to be one of those highest guys you need to grab right now in your dynasty leagues, because he's still young. I think he's 24, 25. He's still got at least yeah. I think he might be something worth special grabbing now that the coaching has changed. I think that he is going to be the top 5 running back. But again, all this is just hot takes before free agency and all this is happening. But I mean, if you're in your dynasty leagues, if you can grab him, go ahead, trade him for him. But I mean, again, that's just it's real quick from what I want to say about the Raiders. But before we jump into our.
And also, it looks like with bringing in Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr set to sign a really big extension.
Yeah.
So there was rumors that he, depending on who they brought in, that he could be out the door and stuff like that. So looks like he's staying.
It is good because really he's just so underrated. I just don't even understand why everyone hates on him so much. I'm like, look, you know what you're getting. I mean, consistently he's a top 10 at least. Why is everyone hate on him so much?
I don't know. They hate on you talking about Jacobs or McDaniels or both?
No, I'm more talking about Carr. I think of Derek Carr.
Oh, okay. That's what I do. That's who I thought you were talking about. Yeah. Because Carr is just like, we talk about him all the time, like how good he does, but yet nobody seems that. It's like he's like the Kirk Cousins. Like, you know what you're gonna get. He's gonna be average. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Kirk Cousins is. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Carr, you know what you're gonna get. He's better than Kirk Cousins, like you just said. Yes, but I think that Kirk Cousins he's always that average. Carr is always top 10, but nobody sees that. Everybody wants the top 5. Everyone doesn't see. No one cares between 6 and 14. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have him than Kyler Murray any day. That's just my point.
Because he's Kyler Murray makes that
consistent. He's going to be there at the end of the season, and that's why the Raiders at the end of every season consistently is able to do all these things. They always make this comeback. They always jump back into the playoff picture. They do all these things just because they're just that strong, and that's what you want. I don't understand why people don't understand that. It doesn't make sense.
All right, so someone's going to help me out with this one because I'm not familiar with this.
You don't know who Bobby Boucher is?
The water boy?
Oh, okay. All right. Hey. Okay, I remember. No. I'll remove myself a little bit.
What the heck?
I'll
just. This guy's like, someone used to help me with this one.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, but yeah, no. Yeah, Waterboy. Oh my gosh. Okay. I remove myself. All right. Look. Nah, man. I couldn't do that to Rodriguez at all, man. If it goes to this, if that's what you're talking about, Tank, no, I don't think I'd ever do that. But anyways,
so nice. I you know what? I always thought as long as it's clean, I would hit my guys all this.
No,
as long as it was clean.
We only have 2 QBs. We only have 2 QBs, exactly. And in a league that it's so scarce to go find somebody, no. No. What are we gonna do? Go to the park and hey man, you can throw. You want to go play some semi-pro? Nah, bro. No, you value your only 2 QBs you have. As a matter of fact, we had 3. One of them quit because the 2 guy started over the 1 guy, and because the 1 guy started drinking a lot, never showed up to practice. So we're like, why are you here? Yeah. And he was getting big, and we're like, you need to go be a guard. He didn't like that. Yeah, he didn't like that, so he quit. We haven't seen him since. That's fine. He was a piece of crap anyways.
Still at the buffet. That's what it is.
That's probably what it is. And Rodriguez, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you're still watching. All right. So, anyways, let's get into why Brian is here. Maybe we could spend
40 minutes later.
Maybe we could spend about 10 minutes on each and maybe hit our hour mark. If not, we'll go a little bit past that. But so our number 2 tight end is Jalen Wydermyer. So what do you know? Do you know anything about him as of now, just besides from what I just brought up to you guys?
I mean, Texas A&M tight end. He's very consistent. He's been last 3 years have been just his numbers are consistent. He is a professional tight end. He's going to catch you 40 balls. He's going to get you, 500, 600 yards. He's a good blocker. He got good speed. He has good route running. He's a good athlete, but he's not explosive. You know what I mean? Like, he's not the guy that's going to dominate the game, but he will be there consistently. So I think drafting him is like drafting Cole Kmet, a guy that's going to be there. You have this potential for this stuff, but he's just going to always be there. Get you the same stuff over and over again. Reliable. And that's a good starting quarterback. I mean, tight end, that's what you want.
Right. So
yeah, you see his route running. His route running is very fluid. He doesn't drop his hips. He has good hips, so he's able to go left or right. He's good up the middle. He has pretty decent hands. And he has great size. So I mean, that's what you really want. I mean, 6'5", 255 is great.
Yes. So you had 255. I have 265. Are you looking on? I mean, I guess different formats have their.
I got 2.
The combine hasn't happened yet, so we'll see.
We don't know where.
Yeah, that's where we'll get the official measurement.
So coming in at 21 years old, and he's supposed to potentially go 59th overall to Green Bay. I see that, but
I see earlier. I can see him middle, second round.
You love your tight ends, I swear. You thought what's his face, Jeremy Ruckter was gonna get star status. I don't see anything in Jeremy Ruckter,
third, fourth. But I can see, just like Cole Kmet is like 45, 46. I think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Okay. Okay. All right, Cole Kmet.
Yeah,
I like Cole Kmet. You don't like Cole Kmet.
I think Cole Kmet has all the tools to be a starting tight end forever, but he's never going to be a star. I
think so. The problem is stupid Jimmy Graham is there. Go away. Go away.
Cole Kmet, I feel like his only problem is he's not fluid enough. Wydermyer is actually more fluid than Cole Kmet, but they're going to catch the ball. You throw the ball to them, they're going to catch the ball. There's not going to be a lot of separation, but he'll always.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Tight end, but he's never going to be a star. He's never going to be that matchup problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what
he's like Charlie Kolar. Cole Kmet's like Charlie Kolar. He catches the damn ball.
Yeah. If you throw it to him, it's not going to be any separation. He's going to jump up, catch the ball.
That's all you need. Because I've felt that way about Tyler Higbee, and clearly he's on the wrong team, and I'm just so upset about him. But anyways, these are his stats. All right. So Jeremy Wydermyer out of Texas A&M. Looks like he hit about 1,000, almost 1,500 yards as of his 3 years of his career there at Texas A&M. And 16 touchdowns, 6 and 4. So not too bad. I mean, it's definitely, these are not too bad for tight end, right?
Not
I mean,
all.
You would know better than we would as a tight end being in college. I feel like this is
one
great.
thing you see is that he played 12, 10, and 12 games. He's sturdy. He's reliable. He's going to be there for you. That's what you really need. The best ability is availability.
Exactly.
And then he produces when he's there.
I feel like
he's gonna get you half a touchdown every game he plays. So every 2 games, he's getting you at least a touchdown.
He seems he's getting about 2 to 3 reception each game if you kind of average it out. But it's not bad because he's averaging between 13 yards each carry, so that's at least 12. It was 12.4. But I mean, look at that. I mean, for a tight end, I think this is great. This is fine. I'm gonna expect more as a receiver, maybe in the 2000 era, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
Good, but what you have to think about also is the offense he's in, the air raid offense. that don't like using tight ends, he's still catching the ball in the air raid offense where they're throwing at the receivers every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. I mean, and
Right.
my only concern would be that it's not pro style offense, but really air raid is coming into the NFL all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You get more and more guys on air raid. Air raid is going to get you 9-10 wins in the NFL. Never wins you a Super Bowl, but it's going to get you 9-10 wins. I like
So I have about maybe 3 minutes worth of crap here. So we'll see what I don't know if it's crap or if it's good, but we'll see what really he's all about as viewers. So we'll see. I mean,
you see him off the line though. How quick is he off the
now
line?
he's quick off the line. That was a one-handed catch too.
Oh, geez. He's way faster than the last ones we saw.
Oh, yeah. This is the number 2 tight end coming in.
This is a good athlete. This is not.
Number 2 tight end.
And as I said, he's doing this in the air raid offense, which for a receiver might not be good, but for a tight end doing it, that means that he's able to do things away from the line. He's able to play in space, and he's able to block too.
Yeah, something Kyle Pitts can't do.
Kyle Pitts can block himself.
No, he can't. He can't block though. But what I see is he's that was a lucky one. Nah, that was a lucky one. I ain't gonna give him that. Nah,
to be able to see
that clip.
He doesn't have a great quarterback, but
True.
It's very impressive. He has good hands.
What I want to see
got
is one
that
of
far up the field that quick. That's freaking crazy.
What
I want to see some yards after the catch, though. That's what I want to see. Like, what's he about?
5'4", 6" guy. He's not going to have a lot of yards after the catch. He has no gap.
Well, I mean, if that would be crazy good. But I mean, obviously he's got some speed to get to his routes.
But so does Cole Kmet. He's Cole Kmet. This is what this is.
This is not Cole Kmet.
Oh yeah, see.
No, it's
there
not.
You go.
No, it's not.
No,
Cole Kmet is Charlie Kolar. That's what Cole Kmet is. Charlie Kolar catches the ball, goes down. There is no yards after the catch. Look at this man. This guy at least fights for something.
That was nasty.
But overall, I'm liking what I see. I wouldn't mind drafting him in my rookie drafts. If I really needed a tight end, I know tight end kind of hard. I mean, typically tight ends take about 3 seasons to finally implement into what they are, which is very annoying. Bouncing around from tight end to tight end is not good. I am guilty of it right now because freaking I just can't. All the young tight ends from last season were just taken. So I had to deal with freaking Tyler Higbee.
Your body just doesn't adjust to the NFL fast enough. So you're playing with 350-pound guys that are unbelievably strong. And you're playing in college, you're trying to be a receiver most of the time. Learning how to route run, especially play tight end in the high school. You're learning how to do all these things. So that's your focus. And now you come into the NFL against grown men, and they've got different type of strength. And
look at this. That's what I was looking for.
A nice wiggle.
That's what I was looking for.
That's
that
nice.
Yard after the catch. Only tight end we've seen so far that could be doing that as the 4 that we've seen. Only one so far.
I think McBride could do it too, though.
Well, we'll see. We're about to show McBride next.
He had that one catch that he caught around the 20-yard line and then down the sideline for a touchdown. So
yeah.
He looked like he could do a little rack.
A little rack.
Yeah.
Yak?
Yeah, whatever.
Run after
so I mean, overall,
run after catch.
Overall, he's not bad. I like what I see. I would not mind having him, putting in my taxi squad, and just keeping him there until he finally develops. I mean, if there it is, Yak attack, because Yak is where it's at, and especially for a tight end, nasty. Not everyone has the luxury like stupid Mark over there with Andrews and Pitts on the same freaking
coming from
squad.
the guy who has a dynasty team with Dak Prescott and Josh Allen.
Hey, look, I got Josh Allen before the hype.
I'll trade you one of them for a quarterback.
You're gonna have to give me a little bit. I don't know about that. Nah, bro. I don't know about that. I like the luxury of having these options, at least where no, I guess I can't argue the fact that you probably have the luxury of having both these options too. So, but yeah,
I was playing both of them like half the season.
I know, but I can't.
I
We're
was
not
like
in a
injuries,
super flex league.
COVID. We'll throw both the tight ends out there. Let's go.
If we were in a super flex league, then I would gladly be doing what you were doing with both my QBs, but unfortunately, I don't. So, and plus, I'm not a big fan of Superflex anyways because I just don't see two QBs on the side or on the field at the same time. I see one, not two. So sorry, not sorry. All right, so go ahead, read that while I.
Well, this is going off of what I think Brian said about him going to Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
Said, I think Aaron Rodgers would love this guy based off his size and speed, but they got Robert Tonyan. He wouldn't, what?
He got
hurt. Wouldn't mind my 49ers taking him also to pair him with Kittle, but our second pick is late.
Yeah. I don't think he lasts past pick 50 because he's, once again, I think he's going to be a 4-5 guy. You know, when you have a tight end at that size that's going to run 4-5-5, 4-5-4, he's not going to last that long. I don't see him going past, like, man, as I picks 50. He's probably 55 maybe at the latest.
Well, the Packers are getting him. They're getting him in the first.
Well, yeah, probably.
Or you trade up. This is the guy that you trade up for.
Or trade up in the second, yeah.
This is the guy you do that for, right?
We're still talking about Jalen, right? Because like the next guy, you might change your mind on.
No, he's a first rounder.
Jalen,
Trey's first round. Trey's a first round.
Trey's a first round for sure. But for Wydermyer, maybe early second.
Yeah, top 50 pick. That's what he is.
Your 49ers pick is at the 61. It's kind of late, yes. However, you have 8-round picks as well. So with the Denver pick, I don't know. Maybe you'll land another tight end. I'll break up our tight ends videos from last week and this week as we did break down those last week. If you want to watch the whole thing or skip ahead, go ahead watch it. But as I'm going, I'm breaking up these episodes into smaller parts. But this next guy, Trey McBride. So if you think Wydermyer is good, this man is a lot better. This guy is receiver status type. So he hit 2,100 yards. And I know it was an extra year, but I don't really count his junior year because it looks like he got hurt and he only played 4 games.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
but even in those 4 games, he still had 331 yards.
So, the thing that impressed me his junior year was that he had those 4 touchdowns. So he was becoming their number 1 option already.
Yeah.
You know, that he was already becoming, and then he got hurt. Okay. He comes back the next year and he is the middle of the field. He was everything. This guy is special. He has the speed, he has the size, he's quick off the line. He's actually a good blocker.
Yeah, and you don't find that in both, like as it's either one or the other, or if they have both, they're just average. You know, not everyone is.
I saw him at fullback. A couple of times, and that's also means you're a professional tight end now because you're not just a tight end or split end. You could go in the backfield.
They move you around. Yeah. So he is. I don't know what you guys have, but I have 6'4", 260.
That's what I have.
And he's 22 years old, so he's coming in a little bit older than average, but that's okay. Tight ends typically their careers last a little bit longer anyway, so I'm not too worried about age coming in, like a 24-year-old running back coming in, and now you're worried about his age. That like he's not a Najee Harris, so so he's predicted to potentially go to the Jets with the 38th draft. I can see him potentially going anywhere else, but right now, from what I'm seeing, 38th.
So second round pick, huh?
But at the very beginning, we'll see. With the Jets, they're hurting with that. So, what do you guys think on that? I mean,
I don't see him staying to the the second round.
You think going first?
I think he's a first round talent. But the
I
question
think so
is,
too.
will someone jump? Because what happens at the end of your first round is you get all these quarterbacks coming in. You know, they realize, this is my chance to get the 5th year, so I'm gonna go get a quarterback. So, but the thing is, this is a guy who can play the Y, he play the F, he play the X. You know, when you're doing split, that you don't get that a lot. You know, we don't see fullbacks anymore. But the NFL is changing. You're going to need tight ends that could do those things again. And I think this is the kind of guy you want. And because of that, I see a team who is really established already, wanting someone who's older that can do those things now.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets, picked up at the end of the first round somewhere.
Probably. And, he's easily plug and play. They're going to put him in, and he's going to be an automatic starter. I don't think he's going to be riding the bench that long. I think he's going to definitely start at least, maybe the first couple games. He probably won't, or they might plug him in. Like, look at some of these tight ends. They come in right away, and they're establishing themselves as their main tight end, especially if they're going to use as the number 1 pick. All right, so let's throw out this.
That's George Kittle. That's the 3rd round, but we saw him, and he was already. You knew he's the starter. He was a starter type of guy, but they were concerned about his size.
Right.
With speed.
All right, so
dang.
Yeah, you're gonna see that a lot.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah, but he's the first tight end that I'm seeing actually break tackles.
Oh, he does everything he can to get more yards. And this is what I like about him.
Watch this leap. This is a leap coming up.
Yeah. Like he'll do what he can to get up, up the field, get some yards. He'll jump over guys if he has to. He'll truck guys if he has to. He's an all-around type tight end. And he's probably one of the few special guys that are coming in this class because, again, we've mentioned before, this class is not that great. But there's always a few handful of them, and I consider McBride potentially being in that class. Now, if I'm gonna take him over Andrews, no. Kittle, Waller, Kelsey, no.
But after those 4 or 5 guys, there's a really big drop to the next level.
Pitt's probably over him. Now here's where I'm kind of considering: do I take Noah Fant or McBride? And then for me, it would depend on what they do in Denver as a QB situation and also landing spot. I mean, we still have to see where he goes first.
Who's this quarterback? He has a quarterback like we talked about Russell Wilson a lot this time. So a quarterback like Russell Wilson will love this guy. He'll utilize him a lot.
If McBride ends up in Seattle and Russell stays, that would be great.
What about Tennessee? What if he went with Tannehill?
I don't think Tannehill will be the starting quarterback at the beginning of this season.
If Tannehill decides to wake up and play like he did 2 years ago, maybe.
I think that's a dark horse for Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers does leave, Tennessee could be a dark horse. I think.
Why not Zach Wilson though?
No, it will be great. I just don't know if they're going to use one of their high picks for him.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, why not Zach Wilson? I think if he goes with Zach Wilson in the Jets, I mean, he's
one of his favorite targets, and he's
what about the? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off.
No, go. Yeah.
What about the Bengals? What do they use their pick on them?
I think they re-signed CJ Uzomah.
Yeah, but if you have both of them, I mean, I like Uzomah, but I don't think he's a top tier tight end in the NFL.
If he lands in Cincinnati, if Cincinnati has the opportunity, I will go.
He's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous.
And you get 5 years control of this guy,
right? He's like to talk some stuff too. Getting all of his.
You had him with Burrow and then the other receivers. That would be a crazy offensive team right there.
You have to remember this with these. He's playing against guys that are not on his level. He is playing against guys that are just not on his level. He is much better. He's, as I said, the top tight end. If this guy played at, Alabama, he would be a top 10 pick.
Or that works too.
You know what I'm saying? If this guy is. He went to Colorado State. It will be, he will be that guy. He has skills.
Oh, I think so. So Rodriguez, if you're still watching, you want Wydermyer or McBride? Like it's up to you, but I feel like McBride is clearly the better tight end.
That's not a question. Yeah.
Now, here's the question: your rookie dynasty drafts, are you taking him first round? I know, Brian, that's a little harder for you to answer because, well, I mean, depending on
I
what you
don't.
need. For me, it would depend on what you need. I mean,
Yeah.
right now, it seems like running back and receiver are the top options right now. But if say McBride lands in Seattle, Russell stays, or if he lands with who else needs a damn tight end? If he lands
Anywhere.
with the Cardinals,
What if he lands with wherever Deshaun Watson goes? Because Deshaun Watson is going to go somewhere.
Minnesota.
if
I
if
hate you.
Deshaun and Trey McBride end up in Minnesota,
I'll believe it.
I would go after Trey McBride probably in my first round.
Oh,
Well, you probably
Easy.
would. You would. I could see
Probably.
that. Yeah.
I mean, well, look, coming from a guy who's hurting on tight end,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense.
I can't figure out my damn tight end. I figure a good tight end and he just slumps. So I'm still sour about your Kyle Pitts draft. I really am. Like, just because I know you're gonna trade the whole. It's gonna take the farm to get him. All right. Rodriguez said, would these guys benefit an offense that they are projected to go to in the draft depends on the team's receivers core. Will they be number 1, 2, 3 targets? You mentioned Tennessee, Seattle, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Minnesota.
Yeah. Tennessee will be a great landing space. Seattle will be great.
They would all benefit.
Green Bay, I'm not so because Tunyon, if Roger stays,
I don't think Tunyon's gonna be there that long, or they don't utilize him that. I don't know. I really thought that Tunyon would have gonna been the next Kittle, but what happened? He just fell off last year.
He blew out his knee.
Well, okay. All right, yeah, all right. I forgot about that. But still, it wasn't the same. I don't know. I felt like after he had those 50 million touchdowns against Atlanta, he just died. Like he did nothing for the rest of the season that season until like maybe towards the end. Like for me, I feel like I want consistency. If a guy can get me, look, I'm gonna pull up his stats again. If a guy can get me solid yards without, touchdowns, I'm okay with that. Look, he still hit 1,021 and only one touchdown. As a tight end in fantasy football,
those are Kyle Pitts numbers right there.
I'm okay. Yes, yes, it is. But it is. But go ahead, Brian. You got any last thoughts? I know you're on a time crunch, and thank you for staying with us this long. You're welcome back until the draft because we are going to cover more rookies, and I would love your intake if you have the time.
I love anytime I can come on. I definitely want to come on, but I just want to say this about tight ends. Tight ends are like seasoning to your food. It makes everything better when you have a good tight end. Your whole offense benefits from it because now your run game, your blocking schemes, your pass game, all are better when you have a good tight end. And that's when you want a guy who's more well-rounded. So if you find a tight end that's both a Y and an F, so he's able to come out of the backfield, he can sneak out, do a lot of stuff, help with your blocking scheme, help your tackle be more solid. Then all of a sudden your entire offense comes together. Tight ends are glue guys. They're not the guy you build around. They're the guy that you put in to make everything better. So when you're drafting that, remember that and look for those guys that are going to make the entire team better.
I like that. Thank you. That's really good. All right. So before you leave, you want to tell them what you do, where you're at, or how they can find you, and you do other shows. So
I'm pretty much on the channel every day of the week.
Right. But I mean, but if you want, go ahead and tell them where they can find you. I mean, obviously they're here for this channel. I don't know if they're on both channels. I don't know.
So if you see on the Nerd Huddle, you're gonna see me on Morning Spike. I'm part of the Spoiler King, so I come on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're actually gonna do a special show today because we're gonna do the finale for Peacemaker. We're gonna do 2 episodes of Peacemaker today. We do all type of TV shows. I'm on Panda and Grizzly. I'm the Grizzly of Panda and Grizzly. So we focus on the Bears, but we also talk about a lot of the NFL, what's going on. I love talking about fantasy too, as you see. So I'm pretty much on every show. So
yeah.
follow
We're on a lot of it.
Sideline and Nerd Huddle. I'll definitely be there as much as I can.
All right, well, Brian, I appreciate you coming on. If you you don't even have to ask, okay? If you have time in the middle of our show, we're talking about rookies, feel free, just jump in. I'm not even gonna question. But again, the Nerd Huddle link down below. You can catch Brian, and he's part of our channel. So, anyways, Brian, if you need to go ahead. Me and Mark are about to close out.
I appreciate guys.
No, appreciate, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Whenever, probably next couple days as on the Nerd Huddle.
All right. See you guys.
Later. All right, so that was Brian. Again, he's on the Panda Grizzly Show. It is a Chicago Bears focused channel. But then he also does, we are the Nerd Huddle. The Nerd Huddle, we all come together on Sunday and we talk about football, but we also talk about TV shows as he's doing tonight. Again, The Peacemaker. Sandy, my wife, is actually going to be joining on that one. The Peacemaker is a really good show. So, what are you doing, my friend? Why are you changing the shows here?
Oh, I didn't realize that would change the background. That's my bad.
Yes, it will.
You have the old schedule. I was just trying to find a new one.
I don't know what Tank does. I think. Look, that's our boss. That's on him. If he was gonna plug it into his show, he knows he should have plugged it into all of them. All right. That's bad bossing, my friend.
I was just trying to find that, and then I realized that after I switched over. Oh, we're on the morning spike now.
Yeah, no.
Let's go back.
I even had to ask Tank. Look, the program we use, it's. I have not familiar myself with it. Look, I'm a better host than I am with all that stuff. I'm learning, but I'm not that great. I owe the intro to him. I owe the new logo to our guy in the chair, Braden. Look, all the animation stuff, I owe that to them. But yeah, and he said I'm working on it. But now that we go in the morning spot, yeah, thank you. If you could just add it to ours, that'd be great, boss man. Anyways, Rodriguez says Tennessee could benefit because they could get Julio Jones and AJ Brown. Obviously, Derrick Henry. They wouldn't have the number 1 or 2 best opposing defender on them because all the attention is on them. Yeah, Tennessee would be a good spot for any of these guys, Wydermyer or McBride. I see more Wydermyer than I do McBride. I feel like they like the tall, offensive, big weapons, where McBride is I don't know, he could fit there too. But for some reason, I feel like Wydermyer would be a better fit. I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm seeing here. So, and a huge shout out to Braden for all the logos. Yes, yeah, 100% Braden. He's our guy in the chair. He is part of our channel.
He pretty much is at this point.
He's not just the guy in the chair, even though we establish him the guy in the chair. But he gives us our mistaken stats or results that we need. Like Braden, if you're watching,
injury report guy,
he'll if I need a question,
breaking news,
and he's watching, boom, there it is in the comments.
Right.
So big thank you to him. But yeah, we're still, hopefully we can grow. Anyways,
well, so that's why I brought up Tennessee, because I feel like offensively that's really the only position that they were lacking.
Yes, but Julio Jones is done. I'm sorry. He's just done. He's too old. He's done. Derrick Henry, I keep telling you this, that this is going to be his last good productive season. And I know you're in denial, or you just don't comment on when I say this.
I never said I was in denial. I agreed with you. I
usually sit there and don't say anything.
Not once. You're crazy. Every time you bring it up, I go, yeah, it's probably coming close. I probably should do something. I've been thinking about it.
I mean, Hopkins.
You think I could get Josh Jacobs?
Yes.
Derrick Henry for Josh Jacobs. And maybe something else, because I feel like I could get something else.
You can get a pick and Josh Jacobs. Yes. For Derrick Henry. Easy.
Well, you brought up Josh Jacobs and Josh McDaniels. I was like,
Look, I mean, I'm just saying what I think.
No, I'm not gonna be able to get him. He's on a Raiders fans team.
You never know.
He's gonna want way more. Oh,
this is also the guy that traded CMC for Jacobs too. So I don't know.
Oh, that's right. He did just get him, didn't he? From another Raiders fan.
Yes. All right. Well, anyways, this is a good productive day. Knocked out a couple of thoughts that I've been thinking about, and then we'll break into tight ends, or we did that. Next week, we are doing receivers. Oh, it is getting into the good stuff, man. I'm excited for these receivers.
Or do you want to do running backs first? Get them out.
No, let's do receivers first, because the running backs are I think we have more to talk about because they're a lot bigger, but then some of them aren't as great as what people need them. I don't know. We'll just stick to the order. We'll stick to the order. Okay. I already put it on the schedule, and I don't want to mess it up just because, yes, I'm lazy. If I already put it on the schedule, I don't want to freaking do it again. I got schoolwork and stuff to do. I don't got other time for other people.
Yeah, me too. It's all me.
So yeah. All the more reason to me, Martin, that Tennessee drafting one of the tight ends, this could be the last year for Super Bowl contending, and good all year if you're in Tennessee. Yeah, but probably. If Derrick Henry can stay there and he could put at least, I don't think he'll put up another 2,000. He might put up close to 1,250, something like that, around that range. I'm thinking.
I'd say between 12 and 1,500.
Yeah, I don't think
which would still be easy enough to probably lead the league in rushing.
Right, a regressing Henry is still better than most of the league.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're in a dynasty league, I think right now is the time to think about trading him off, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation, in a Todd Gurley situation or a Steven Jackson situation. Top elite guys, and then went from here straight down. So look, that's just my take. All right, anyways, that's pretty much up. And thanks, man. Appreciate that. So you stay safe too, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. For sure.
I'll see you Saturday. All right. Well, that's it. I will see you Sunday if you decide to wake up on time and come around and do the show. If not, then yeah, that's it. All right. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. This is the Dynasty Pylon Show, and I will catch you next week, Wednesday, 6 Mountain Standard Time. Later.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. When I watch me elevate.